Hey, it's Guard here, and I received my rifle back from Remington. I sent it off for the trigger recall. It's got the X mark trigger in it, and in order to ship it to him, I had to take everything off it and make it back stock. So I took my scope mount off, my scope off, my flash hider, everything off it, and here's what it looks like when it came back. So I'm going to put it back together, but I also picked up on my last trip out to the big gun show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I picked up an MDT LSS chassis system. So I'm going to be putting it back together with this setup. So here we go. Okay, the first step is I have to remove the rifle action from the stock. So I have two screws down here, and I will take those out, and the magazine, and those two screws, and then the action will just come right out. There's the part of the magazine, and this is the HS Precision stock. It's a really nice stock. It's got aluminum beds in here where it mounts to, so I mean, it's a real good stock. You can see the aluminum chassis inside of it itself. That one, I'm gonna keep that, and I'll use that with something else in the future. I might pick up just a inexpensive used 700 and make a true custom one. For now, for the chassis here, it's a pretty simple deal. It's got some instructions on how to install it. Basically, here's the chassis. It's a one-piece aluminum. It has a sling swivel stud up front that you can mount a Harris bipod on. It also has some threaded mounts here. You can buy some accessory rails to put on if you want to do that. It takes the Accuracy International magazines, but I also bought some magazines from MDT also, and it uses a stock extension for a AR-15 and a pistol grip from an AR-15. So there it is. It's nice. It's anodized black, and it just mounts in here really simple. So what I could do is I could mount my bipod on here first, just to kind of give me a little something to hold it on to. So let me get my little Harris bipod. I found a box with some other stuff in it too that I need. So just for the real simple mount of the Harris bipod, it's just a real simple attachment. There we go. And that's it. A little Harris bipod. Okay, now the instructions say just to drop this in here and tighten up the two screws, I believe. So let's just take it real quick so I can just make sure. Installation. Yep, the gun's empty. Okay. Make sure the rifle's unloaded. Remove the two action screws. Done that. Disregard the stock trigger screws. The only parts we need is the action and the trigger. Drop it in. And the 2-inch screws in the rear and the shorter ones in the front. 65 foot-pounds. So basically, it just goes in just like that. Really simple. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. Now I do have two screws here, or bolts, to put it on with. And there's long one goes in the rear and the short one goes in the front. So I'm just going to turn it over for a second. Drop that in here. That. Okay. Well, there we go. That's the stock install. And the chamber is empty. And okay. So let's just go ahead, put a stock on it and see how that works. So there's the action mounted in the chassis, and we'll go ahead in my little box here. I got just a basic stainless steel muzzle brake I thought I'd put on it for a while. I got a Surefire that eventually I'm going to put that on there with a suppressor. And I've got my rail here for my scope mount, so that can all get put back on there. And I have my scope here. It's a Burris 4.5 to 12 Burris with a 42mm objective. My son gave me that. So part of my budget build, you might say. So let's just see what we're gonna do for the shoulder stock now. For my shoulder stock, I have a mag pull. It's the ACSL. So we're going to put that on here. And that's just a real simple screw on. There we go. And a wrench here to tighten that up. Basically, you want to make sure you get it straight. Okay. There we go. So there's my stock. And now I got to put a pistol grip on it. Let's see what I have for pistol grips. Well, I do have a nice gray one I can take off of my AR pistol lower that I got built here. Or I could use just a black plastic A2 grip. And I also have this Palmetto soft one, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go and make it all nice and match. There we go. There it is set up now. It's got the shoulder stock, pistol grip, Harris bipod, and a few more little things to do to it, and we'll get it all ready to take to the range, hopefully soon. I do have this muzzle brake. I'm gonna have to put that on there. That'll be. I need to get a. That's a crush washer. I'm not really a fan of the crush washer. I'm gonna get a peel washer or something, or just a shim kit. I don't like to put a lot of stress on that crown of that barrel, the crush washer. But basically, it's just a real simple little stainless steel muzzle brake that I picked up when I was out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It'll look like that when it's done. I gotta put a shim out there. And basically, there'll be my gun back together. I'll put my scope back on it and get it out to the range hopefully soon. But with the chassis on there, you can see it's free floated. There's it's free floated out to the front here, and I do have some mags for it. This is a mag. This is from MDT, and it just mounts in there real nice. I gotta tighten that bipod up a little. So there's the bipod. It's tightened on there now, and there's nothing in the magazine. There's nothing in the chamber. That's how it'll look once it's all said and done. It's not real it's not real bad. It's got a little cramp right here, but that's okay. It's just a different use. It's mostly to be shot off a bipod anyway. So there it is. That's my new Remington 700 5R setup with my MDT LSS chassis. Simple little muzzle brake out front. 10-round mag. Here's bipod. I'll get the scope and all that put on there later on. I just ran out of time today. Well, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.